Hello friends! Thanks for tuning back into my YouTube channel for The Clever Spoon. In this video I'm going to show you how I make hummus. The boys are off at karate and I forgot to make hummus last night for my son's lunch, so I gotta hurry and do it now so that by the time he gets back and is ready for lunch it will be ready to eat or close to it. Alright, in my blender I have lemon juice, garlic, and salt so far. And next I'm going to put in my sesame seeds. I buy these in bulk at Sprouts because they're cheapest in bulk. And I stopped buying tahini because it's kind of pricey. It's like $6 for a jar of tahini at either Sprouts or at Kroger. And all it is sesame seeds and olive oil that's blended up. I tried making my own and putting it into a jar. Relatively easy. And if you use tahini for other things, you can make it yourself and it's generally cheaper and it tastes better and it's fresher. But I don't use tahini for anything other than hummus. So making it and storing it in a jar just seemed like a waste of time for me. So I just started putting the sesame seeds right into my Vitamix along with all the other ingredients. And it's worked out really well, especially since I have a high-speed blender. Next I'm going to pour in the olive oil. And I put in a little bit extra because the tahini is olive oil and sesame seeds. Sometimes I toast my sesame seeds. Sometimes I don't. Today I'm not. And then I will scoop in my cooked chickpeas. I cooked these the other day. Cooking them from dried is so much tastier. Like, I can't even describe to you how much better hummus tastes when you cook chickpeas yourself rather than buying them cooked in a can. And it's so much cheaper. We go through a lot of hummus. My son loves it, and he's not a huge meat eater, so a lot of times this is his protein. So I will cook them because I can buy a bag of dried chickpeas or about a pound for roughly $1, $1.20, $1.40. And I can get maybe 6 cans worth or more of chickpeas out of that whole bag if I cook the whole pound of chickpeas. And here the really good chickpeas in a can are $1 a can. So $6 versus $1.50 at the most. That's quite a big savings for me and my budget. So we cook the chickpeas super simple. Just put them in a pot, big giant pot that holds lots and lots of water. And I don't cook a whole pound at once. I cook maybe half a pound. And that'll make about 2 batches or so of hummus. 2 big batches. Big pot of water. Lots and lots and lots and lots of filtered water from the fridge. And then I bring it to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, and let them simmer. And I like to cook them until they're really mushy. And if you look at them, these are probably a little bit mushier than what you would find in a can. They blend better for hummus. They taste better. That's just the way that I do it. You can cook them to your desired likeness if you want them a little more firm than I cook mine. But I cook mine about 4 hours and then let them cool. Drain off some of the water, and then I do keep some of this aquafaba that's in here, this chickpea water. I keep some of it because I use that for my vegan butter. So I have to keep some of that around. And I always keep enough to moisten the beans so that they're nice and wet in the container in the fridge. And then I use some of the aquafaba too in the blender to blend up the hummus. All right, have everything in there, and I'm going to start this on low. I always put the liquids in first and the sesame seeds, and always put the chickpeas on top. If I put the chickpeas in first, my blender has to work really, really hard to get everything to blend. And I prefer not to use my tamper. I get a little lazy when I make hummus because I have to make it so much. So I tend to put the liquids in first, chickpeas last. I know how far I can go in my blender with the chickpeas, how full I can fill this to make a good batch. It's about a quart or so. So that my blender's not working too hard. If I fill this all the way up to the top with ingredients and try to make like a double batch or a huge batch, my blender just, even the Vitamix the motor just doesn't like it unless I make it super thin. So I know where on my blender I can fill it up to. If you can see there a little bit right in here, it's moving nicely, and that's what I like. So I'm going to turn this up. son's a little spoiled. I make mine super, super smooth. But you can make yours chunky if you want. You can make it somewhere in between super smooth and super chunky. However you like your hummus. I'm going to turn this up to a high real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, I have it all blended up, and I put my tamper in so you can see what it looks like when it's done. Pretty smooth right here. Sometimes I go a little bit smoother, but today I need to get this in the fridge so that it can set up. Hummus is not really good when you first make it. It's got to sit for a little bit. I say at least an hour, but it all depends on your taste buds and what you prefer. I prefer a couple of hours. My son's okay with an hour or so, and he likes it to be a little bit chilled. So I will get this in the fridge, put it in a container, get it in the fridge, and that's it. It's blending in a Vitamix. It's making a smoothie, basically. You're making a chickpea smoothie with some other ingredients in there, and you're making it super, super thick. So if you can make smoothies, you can make hummus. So I hope you give this a try. I'll link my recipe down below if you want exact measurements. You can see how easy it is. Even if you use canned chickpeas, whatever kind of chickpeas you want, or whatever kind of beans you want. You could use white beans, you can use black beans. You don't have to use chickpeas. You can use other types of beans, and you can add herbs in. You can add... I do roasted garlic sometimes instead of regular garlic. My son loves garlic. But you can add herbs in there if you want. You can add onion powder. You can add whatever flavors you want. You can put a little curry powder in there. I think that would be good. My son's not huge on curry flavors, so he probably wouldn't like it, but I think that sounds delicious. Anyway, make this and let me know what you think. Comment down below, and I hope you give it a try. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and click on the thumbs up. Give my video a like if you like it. And I hope that you tune back in to see some more of my videos where I show how I make delicious food. Thanks everyone for watching. See you later.